Well, forgiveness is something that is very difficult to go through, especially when a person has been very abusive. But this once again just shows how far Endeavor has come. From an extremely dislikable character to a character that is actually willing to change. It creates a very emotional moment there, but also creates a little bit moment of, in this situation, Natsuo almost looks like the bad guy in this situation. So while I don't know if I should keep on doing this review, this is the Angry Elephant, the Despair reviewer, and this is Boku no Hero chapter 252. They have apprehended the villain ending, and while Bakugo gives on his high and mighty no shield speech, Endeavor surprisingly thanks him, which pisses off Bakugo. But I'm just saying, Bakugo, I so hate you. You always have to be so rude. Either way, Endeavor immediately apologizes for everything he has done, especially also for never been there for him. And also is the fact that what happened to Toya, everything, he will take responsibility. But here is something a little bit more dramatic of the fact that Natsuo breaks down and saying that he can never ever forgive Endeavor because he can still hear Toya's voice in his head, he says. It seems to imply that everyone experienced what happened to Toya. And he screamed in pain for that. You know, this is almost setting it up even sweeter. When Toya is revealed to be Dabi, can you imagine the heartbreak? I mean, he can accuse Endeavor all he wants after that, but in a way, even if he considers Dabi to be forgivable, when he is the one who has killed innocent people while Endeavor has not, then I will say something is wrong with Natsuo. But Endeavor also says that he knows that Natsuo is also kind, so it is alright if you never forgive him, which is actually a pretty mature thing for him to say. Same laughing. He knows he doesn't deserve in many scenarios forgiveness, therefore he doesn't have to hear that. But and Natsuo cannot understand exactly what is going on. It's also worth noting that his tears, it almost looks like icicles when he does that. It's the fact that he says that, why do I have to make an active effort to change you? But you cannot think what you can do now. In a way, though, not so. I'm afraid you have to change because your father is changing, and many things more happens. Either way, ending has his villainous breakdown as his arrest, and here a driver puts on a very interesting scenario. There's been two lunatics now who both were after Endeavor, you know, the Star Seeker and now Ending. Is that a coincidence? I mean, both of them were loons and mentally ill people, but I'm still wondering, is there a connection? Also, it's worth noting that Ending's quirks allowed him to control road markings, which was boasted by indeed a quirk-enhancing drug. And also, Bakugo says that he has decided his hero name, but he of course is not gonna tell that to either Deku or Shoto, because he has someone else to tell that to. Well, what happens when you find out about this? Oh, but I so hate Baku, everything else. The next day, or maybe later on the evening, Fuyumi gets to hear everything. And so he tells the Fuyumi that he knows that she has tried to make a home with where their mother can return, possibly implying that all the attempts to make up with Endeavor and everyone uniting is in fact to become a family like there again. So he says he has another idea. He will spend some money to find a place where the two workplaces is nearby, where they can build a new house. However, Endeavor will not join them there. After all, he always has his dream every time. His family eating at the table, but he is not there. In the end, it seems Endeavor believes this is for the best. He has to be out of his family's life. He doesn't want to be out of their life, he wants to change, but he also realizes what he feels like he has done can no longer be forgiven. Therefore, it's better if he just leaves them alone forever. All of this is set up perfectly. Now all we just need is the Dabi Toya reveal. I mean, people are saying that only by taking the Toya in will Endeavor be forgiven, but it's worth noting that Dabi is a homicidal maniac. If Natsuo forgives Toya for what he has done and not forgives Endeavor, then something is very wrong with him, because Endeavor legitimately shows regret for all the bad things he has done in his life. And Dabi does not. Granted, he cried a little bit, tears of blood, when the Sand Hero says, aren't you thinking about family? But that's about it. He's heartless. So give me a thought if you have any. Other than that, this chapter was nothing.